Alright, so we're back. Now I noticed my sub-war flare is low because of my shoes and my trousers. These golden brown trousers are flare cut. Normal bell bottom trousers would be boot cut, but these are far from normal. These are someone piss stained, piss soaked, cum stained party pants. Right, nice description. This white satin shirt used to be fancy. It used to really catch the light. Now it smells like someone took a piss in the armpits. Great. Jacket. Looks like someone skinned this blazer off some long extinct disco animal. It has an enigmatic white rectangle on the back and the right sleeve. +1 esprit de corps. Alright. Chain cutters. Keys to room 1. Necktie. This necktie is adorned with a garish pattern. It's disturbingly vivid. Somehow you feel as if it would be wrong to ever take it off. It's your friend now. You will betray it if you change it for some boring scarf. Great. Gloves interfacing. They may have lost some of their luster over the years, but these green crocodile leather shoes fit you perfectly. Give you more composure, or but lower savoir flair. Okay. Now I feel like I can get into this shed, and I can actually get my jacket now. But let's see. If I remove my pant and my shoes, I think I should be able to, because both of those are lowering my my ability to do stuff. Right? It's a savoir flair check to jump off. Just run. Go faster, please. Faster. We're there.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the rain.
Backed by physical instrument. Savoir Flair 3. Yeah, okay. So if I bye pants, bye shoes.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM
there you go.
markings
Hi.
is still caught on the rain.
Let's get it done. Done. Look at that. Take off my shoes and my pants, and suddenly, whoa!
As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses.
Close your eyes, let your senses take in the world around you, but don't fall.
Ankles tingling
Feel
from
morale.
attention, blood roaring in your ears. You are ready for your rendezvous with the concrete pavement below.
Continue your voyage. Continue the voyage to the salty air. Boom.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive, alert, capable. Must be the adrenaline.
Feels good, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
My climbing might not have been as disco as your jump, but can we still get an aces high?
Yeah, sure.
With your feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
Alright. Get my jacket back. RCM patrol cloak. Put your pants back on, please. And your shoes. A police cloak made from heavy tarpaulin. It would be nigh wind and waterproof if there weren't 3 bullet holes scattered on the surface. Really? The signature white rectangle of RCM covers the garment's back. I guess I take off my normal jacket. Alright. What's over here then? Collecting rainwater. So I've basically broken in here. Yo, but where is my thing? I guess I don't know where it is. There's magnesium based life form and ace is high. 1 skill point to unlock a new slot. Or we can forget. All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. Forget thought for 1 point. Thought will be lost forever. That's not good. But there's so many thoughts though. What am I but there's so few places we can put them. I could instead put them in something else. Visual calculus, encyclopedia, logic, deduce the world. we have already got things I couldn't finish, right? Map. Electrochemistry, composure. Acquire a copy of city map. You know, I think for now we'll just unlock a slot. And magnesium-based life form we can internalize. See what we get. And while I'm just chilling here, I can just interact with this.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man.
Indeed.
From the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Yep.
It almost looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory. But not quite.
Who are you?
Gone.
Gone. Photo of tattoos gone. Great. What's the meaning of this photo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance.
Alright.
Someone who knows about history could tell you.
Alright, put the photo away. You can head inside this place, I guess. Unless it's locked. It's not locked. River Court is pronounced River Shoal. Orange is pronounced Oranje. The hell is going on? Oh, this is someone's place, huh? Radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. I guess we can sit here as well. A giant ass print on the pillow and a pattern of coffee rings on the armrest. Someone is habitually chilling next to the radio. Right?
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change.
No, I don't want to use the payphone right now. What is this? Book La Flume, Volume 1, Number 4. Use interact button to inspect the book. Take it. What is this? The leading... What the hell is wrong with my head, man? The leading intellectual organ of Martinez communism offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. The cover features a stylish portrait of the late King Fizel with a pair of white antlers coming out of his head.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Fizel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why antlers?
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it.
So he was a communist? Why Fizel?
Because Fizel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel.
So he's a bad
In
guy.
short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
Flip through the pages, see what catches your eye.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents.
Which is?
The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Read the editor's note, I guess?
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
Okay, so you want communism? Or you don't want communism? I don't know.
Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their readership. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Kim, I think this is a communist magazine.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
This is the union offices?
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
I want to catch up on international developments. Sure.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine.
Semenine, huh?
You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border. Something about bear wrestling in Samara. Book riots in Yugograd.
The world is pretty bad.
Whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back to that.
Yeah, let's see what bear wrestling is all
It
about.
seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative in the People's Republic of Samara, SRV, devised and promoted by none other than President Kenajinsky himself.
Really? He's bear wrestling?
According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionately known to his people, has recently decreed bear wrestling the national sport of the SRV.
Hang on, tell me more about this Uncle Sport. When it says bear wrestling, does that mean two bears wrestling each other? Or tell me something about Uncle Sport.
Based on the description in this article, he appears to be an extremely competent and democratically elected president.
So he's definitely not.
Sapormat Sport Kenajinsky is well into his third decade as president of the SRV.
Okay, I get it.
Outside Samara, he's known for three things: brutal repression of internal dissent, monumental corruption, and a near pathological obsession with physical fitness.
Now bear wrestling.
It's quite straightforward. A standard match features one man, or in some cases woman, against one bear. Two competitors, one ring, 5 rounds, or until incapacitation.
Great, so it's a blood sport basically.
According to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success.
Of course it has.
Public support stands at 87%, and youth obesity and alcoholism rates are down 12% and 7% respectively. This is the SRV we're talking about. If you think those are the real numbers, there's probably a guy who wants to sell you a bridge in La Cherte.
Not sure I trust those numbers.
What are you, a statistician?
Good.
Did the moral intern send you on a fact-finding mission? This is the SRV party line, comrade.
Kim Dizinga, there's any chance our case will take us to the SRV?
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask?
Yeah, no reason.
You know, not too long ago, I listened to a fascinating radio program on traditional Samaran folk dances. The costumes they wear are supposed to be extraordinary. In any event, no, I haven't seen any evidence there's a Samaran angle to this case.
Okay.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
What is Kunst und Kultur?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture. Why they decided to title this one section in Volda is beyond you.
Walder is French.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS.
CS, huh?
The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. The Tip Top Tournée is an inter-isolari racing series, mostly known for its high speeds, ludicrous sponsorship deals, and high death toll. In Revachol, it's held quadrennially on the prestigious Zero Carousel racing circuit.
Okay, so it's a racing series. Okay, read the profile of CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Alright. Let's see what these communists have to say about TikTok.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colourful drivers.
But
Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tourney.
what's wrong with Tip Top?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships, and then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
Well, that is true.
So, all of it, basically.
Well, who wrote this stuff?
Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines. Nastep Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka.
Okay.
There's no way those are real names.
Why aren't they real names?
Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on, they're plainly pseudonyms.
Okay, they're using their fake names and writing all about this stuff. What's so bad with sponsorships?
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a Frita.
Right, but then you get to see them crash.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest.
So it's all about the crashes.
At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real racers that you're really watching for.
Wow, you're right. I'm just in it for the violence. No, I'm pretty sure I like it for the racing. I mean, I'm pretty sure I like it. You know what? If I don't watch racing, obviously. But if I did, I guess it's for the
You
crashes.
see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top
The
Tourney
crashes would be
is
the most
simply
interesting
the
part.
apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
Did you know Tip Top Tourney is actually an organistic ritual of capitalistic destruction? I had no idea. No one really watches Tip Top Tourney for the races.
Oh, come on. Can this article read your mind?
It seems to think so.
A certain kind of young man reads 1 or 2 books and suddenly thinks he understands the secret structures of reality.
But what are you talking about?
If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor
Oh, he
race.
likes cars, right.
I'd take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
Alright.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Let's do this last one later, because it's already 5 o'clock, so... I'll interact with the final thing later. We have a thought as well.
Magnesium-based life form.
Yep. It's all about drugs.
We tell them, hell no. You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background radiation to take us further into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key.
Is it the key?
You are the first of your species, the next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways.
+2 volition. Magnesium receptacle glands. But -1 logic, no such thing, man. Huh. Well, let's search this place even more. Senate office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. Someone left the coffee machine on.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
Search it.
It's unfortunate for the union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Open the drawer. We'll check
The
it.
drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
You browse through it.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. 2 kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara.
Okay.
And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Okay, so it's normal logistic stuff. Anything interesting?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Force yourself, yeah. 58%?
Whatever's
Yeah.
hidden here is hidden well.
Success.
Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
Look at the note.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters.
Okay.
Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners.
So the assistant stuff.
All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Everard.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
Okay, sure.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list.
Special borscht. Yeah, take another look at the note.
Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water
borscht.
Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners.
This borscht is important.
All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Close the drawer
The drawer slides shut smoothly.
Alright. Sure. What is this? I can grab it. It's a postcard Elysium. Just grab that, I guess. This laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. Every worker is equal to member of the board. It's written at the top of the flyers. At the bottom, the union logo and demand democracy. Ah, it's in the bathroom. We got some magnesium. And neat office shades. +1 visual calculus or -1 drama. Neat office shades. These were stuffed away in the dock workers union office. They're perfect for scribbling down paperwork when the sun tries to get in your eyes. Good for staring down suspects too. Sure, put these on. Oh, glasses are right here. I guess we can just walk out. Well, it is suspicious walking out of the office. This door is locked, cannot be opened from the side without a pass card. Guess you have no choice to talk to the union leader. We have a pass card, don't we? Dock worker shift card. Only tools can be held. Alright, back out we go. Reading time. Reading passes time quickly. Yes, well, I did read a bit. So you can head down this little staircase here. All around you, great machines in quiescence. Whatever. This was the union office we just did, huh? White pine trees are pitted on the screen covering. Looks like the forest under snow. I don't even think they're supposed to be here, honestly. What does this button do?
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
For now, we'll do nothing. Climb up. This is the crane, I guess we're on. Yeah, it's the crane. Some money, like that. And some nose pad. Some more health. You see faded industrial letter on the platform. Calvescent. Means Vale Fjord in Atan. Whatever that means. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. Someone left a little bit of money here. Not a little bit, quite a bit actually. Speaker tower is silent. There is no work to organize in the yard below. I guess it is a strike. The musk of oil and rust come from the chasm in front of you. Smells like blood. Fill in Ultra Series gloves. Half-light. Unfiltered contact. For ultimate performance efficiency, these fan Ultra Series gloves come fingerless and with a grippy padding covering the palms, making these ideal for quadrupedal movement of lifting cargo. The current gloves give interfacing. This gives us half-light. Sure, we'll take that. Got some more money left over. Keep grabbing that. Industrial sized thermos. Smells like burnt coffee. More money. Like it. Things. Container, container, container. We can go inside this container. The coffee in this giant thermos is still lukewarm. A stair of palace leading up. Put this thing away. We're in someone's office. Taxidermy fish that tells time. And who are you?
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk.
Hey,
he looks
finger
up
guns.
from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you.
Oh, this is Everett. Hello.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
You're the union chief.
With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Justice with a tiny chair opposite his giant desk, of course.
I'm Everett Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes into his chair and continues. Yeah, so the small chair is obviously like, I'm important, you're not.
I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
Sure, sure.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
That's what it's supposed to
You
be.
go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods at you, then the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Mr. Dubois? I'd rather stand. Why are you calling me Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
You want me to sit on the chair?
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
I don't sit. It's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves. I don't want to sit in your stupid chair.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
He turns back to his typewriter.
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Alright, take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
I'll be serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Damaged health.
The chair you're sitting
Feel
on
it.
has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
You'll heal up.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say.
Guard is the manager.
This should take care of that nonsense.
Giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically
It
huge.
should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
You know guard?
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Keep it, I'm good. I don't need the check.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I don't need the check. I'll find my own money.
Principles. No handouts then.
He crosses his arms on his ample midsection, then sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
Sure. How does he know about my lost gun? Give me a second. Alright. Okay, so he knows about my lost gun also.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, don't worry, he actually meant, be very worried.
I would appreciate any help you could provide.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
So he already has my gun. Great.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Turn to Kim. Turn to Kim.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
Yep, we don't.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
As though to himself. Oh god, I'm gonna lose my damn composure.
God,
Great.
you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you?
What?
You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
No, I'm not about to try. Stay cool.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
Great.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Alright, give me a second. Alright. Yeah, cool.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
No, in fact, you're in some stupor. Great. Let your mind go to your safe place.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe.
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Actually, it stays uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. Yeah.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay,
Sure.
enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
That we are.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here.
Mhm.
That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you.
Let's do it
I
then.
mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me,
I sense there's a but.
but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
There is a snow nod, yeah.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
I opened a few doors, yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colours, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
Oh, really?
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do.
He slams
You
its
look
fist
like you
together.
could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help.
He turns back to
So
you.
what will it be, Harry?
Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
Okay, he wants to threaten some worker, I see. What do you mean by
A
weasel?
loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
He removes his glasses and rubs his nose.
Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
He puts his glasses back on. I bet you don't even know anything about the hanky.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez.
Alright, I'll look into it. We need to talk about the murder.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
He flicks his fingers.
You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry.
He smiles, obviously satisfied at how where he planned it all out. One last thing.
Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Are you gonna ask me how I got in?
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age.
I'm too surprised. I too am surprised with the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. Tap your chest.
Yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
You call me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
That's my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you?
He shrugs with
What
an
are the odds
amazed
of that?
expression.
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
I'm just teasing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong.
He pats the brown
However,
folder in front
if
of
you
him.
did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips.
So he's a
I
manipulator.
guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Everard over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind?
His eyes never
Me
leave
and
yours.
Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Great.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Where did you get that folder?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
Police.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand.
He turns
Please
back to you.
continue, Harry.
Have another look. Kim suspects something. Read shipping folders before. Let's get this straight. What is my full name?
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
Wait, I thought you were Harry. Okay, I like it. I can work with that.
And I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you?
Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids?
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
I think I do. I'd be a wonderful father.
Well, yes. I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or a girl very happy and proud one day, Harry.
What kind of cop does it say I am?
Oh, Harry. You are the most regular, traditional, by-the-book law official imaginable.
Yeah, I'm not that regular. Check out my tie.
Now that is funky, Harry.
He rubs his
You
big
are
hands
a
together.
colourful fellow. Not a boring stiff like this deceitful folder here implies.
Great.
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez.
I can't change my clothes, but sure. Kim suspects something and shipping labels I have read. So yeah.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
Okay, it's not an RCM folder. Done.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
Nice.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
There you go.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said,
He looks
now
annoyed.
I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
Haha, you don't have a
That
folder on me.
means he doesn't really know anything about you.
There you go. Nice.
A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So does the Census Bureau? Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
What about my lost gun? You know what? No. We might talk
Wait.
later.
You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Pulls out a plastic card. Great, don't want to get stuck in here.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Nice, I got the union card from him. Open apartment door for Everett. Everett asks you to open the basement door behind the greenhouse in the backyard to intimidate the occupant. Do what you have to. Everett has promised to give you info on the case. Get the key from Mariana. So this is like his office. And I got in by jumping. Red checks can only be tried once. While failed white checks can be retried by increasing the skill. The banner sags on the weight of the rain and snow. White waves on red. I can talk to this guy?
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along.
Whatever gets you to work, you know.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
The tiny man is so engaged in his work, he doesn't notice you. He's stealing containers?
Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister? I
seems
see
like
you
a
are
nice
not
guy.
a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
A shadow passes over his kind face. No, of course
I
not.
mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right?
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot.
Oh.
I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumours.
Nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
He waves the containers towering behind him. What's going on here? Look at the mountains of containers rising behind him. You can try it.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union
They're
colors.
stealing the containers, yeah.
It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core. There appear to be cisterns underneath the Union container covers.
This looks like a massively decorating operation, Kim.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really.
He
Miss
shrugs and
Everett
continues
doesn't tell
merrily.
me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
What's underneath the red covers?
Oh, I don't know, mister. They say it's some chemicals.
Chemicals.
Most of them have labels on them, I think.
Thanks, Leo. You've been very helpful.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
The little guy affirms merrily. Where is everyone? The harbor is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confident look.
We're on a strike.
Confidential.
The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
And they're stealing all the chemicals in the containers. I see. Okay. And the strike is basically like keeping everyone out while they get work in here. I see.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
He pauses to think.
But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He starts, but is he going to tell you more? What kind of trouble did Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer. He's going to say anyway.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
But what did they actually do?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Did they kill this person then?
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hard ease.
He looks to you for assistance.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
Too rowdy. Leo, what kind of fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary? Oh, okay, Leo, let's hear about this fight they got into. Yeah, let's not ask about the mercenary. That'll close them up.
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business. But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Once they beat old Noel Becker so bad he needed stitches on his head.
He chuckles again.
Noel never started another fight with anyone after this.
Okay.
Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be good friends. He's friends with everyone around here.
Do you work here?
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But everyone calls me Leo.
Little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture.
I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away.
Okay, so he just works here.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
We heard a chuckle again.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio.
Right.
But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
Hold on, who is this Miss Beaufort you mentioned?
Oh, Lizzie. She is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything. East of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly.
Oh, so she's the lawyer.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids.
Really?
Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years she has.
He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue eyes.
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort. Interesting.
I think you're doing a great job around here, Leo.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
He smiles, little man. Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really.
You didn't think it was possible, the smile becomes even wider.
Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are alright.
Are you Leo who wrote the note to make more banners?
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh.
I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht.
What was that about the borscht?
Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy.
Shakes
I feel
his head
like
with
I
a
could
wide
take
smile.
on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
What do you mean by taking this soup to the men? Is it for striking?
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Ooh. Hold up, who makes it in at the whirling?
Oh, the whirling's cook.
Oh.
He makes it. Them was always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't speak what we speak. He's from Grad.
So they're making some kind of soup, drugs, I don't know. Something is off about this borscht, I'm gonna look into it.
Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir.
Alright, thank
He
you.
didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
What's in that container over there? Container suspended from the crane arm.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Alright, I'm off.
Bye-bye now.
He returns to his work. Alright, well that was useful. Special borscht. What's so special about the borscht? The strikers are eating. The cook in the whirling in rags is making it. You can find it in the kitchen. Look into it. Give me a second. Alright. Well, we can talk to him about this information we now got. They are repainting the containers. Trying to steal the chemicals. Hello.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I'm looking into your shady brew. No.
See you soon, Debarger. Just kidding, but not too much.
Great. No. Let's not ask him about that. I'm looking into it. He might do something about it, right? If I tell him that I'm doing something. Drugs raise learning caps, but they're bad for you. So you're saying the container is empty, right? Well, that means I can just take it down. No, it probably doesn't mean that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Right, here it is.
A rusting control panel. Marsh. On.
On.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Okay. Oh, it's coming down. Nice. I do have a crowbar to open this. Alright, stay on, please.
And, with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down.
Okay.
The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
What do you mean? What is its purpose?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
Unless it has to move it again.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
You can press a red.
The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all.
Alright, we leave. I want to see what's in the crate. Say investigation time.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about this container.
You do? Because I don't.
What? Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from the crane.
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container.
Yeah.
We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
Knock on the
No
door.
reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container.
Open the door.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked.
Okay.
To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Persuade the door to open? Alright.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because getting physical wasn't an option.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body or my wits.
Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Alright, well, nothing to do more.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Well, there has to be a key. Yo, run, run, run. Look at the chain, by the way. Isn't the same thing they used to tie him up? Looks like it. Hello again.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
I have a question for you if that's not too much trouble.
No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo is always up for sharing.
Alright, well, I'm off. You don't have the key, obviously. Alright. I don't know, down here. Let's go, 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 go. Right, how exactly... Probably enter through this door. Oh, I didn't even go this way, actually. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. Alright. Numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner. Alright.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads René Arnaud.
This is where René works. I'm gonna look around, search the booth.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Alright.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
We'll take it.
It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform.
The guy outside,
The
huh?
girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm gonna ask him about it.
You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure. As long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
It won't. A black and white photo of a couple posing in front of a Ferris wheel. The girl is young and pretty, the man clad in fancy uniform and smiling. On the back, a very steady hand is written in the words, Ravencall Fair, summer of 91.
This is the night watchman's booth.
Okay. Nothing new here. Alright, well, it's time to go back. They gave me a key card, which I can use to go back here, I think. Yep, alright. Short on money. Equip a plastic bag, collect bottles, and sell them at Frit. Really? I can do that? In case of strike, press the button behind the guard. No man matches Measurehead. I dream about you all the time. What the hell is... What are these women doing here? Not soft and weak like other men. What? More than... What the hell is going on? What are you doing here?
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Measurehead.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Give me a second. Say nothing, size him up first.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? A ripple of muscle passes underneath the skin, it lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Body is unimportant. I am with the police and I have police business with you. Yeah.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to our rule.
His face contorts in disgust as if he was smelling a dead rat.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of our rule emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now I need you to cooperate with me.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done
What?
doing orders around here.
Occidental
The
haplogroup.
influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
The race stuff is unimportant here. I just need you to help do my job, please.
Begging for help. Attempting to pass via for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You
What's
were
the
once a
monopoly?
noble and powerful race.
Great.
You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Kroikos.
Great.
But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
What the hell is this guy
You
talking
will
about?
be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Measure heads, babe. Great. You're right about all this. Now I just need you to cooperate with me as a police officer, yeah.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war.
You want a world war. Okay,
Bring your
great.
troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you.
You are kind of crazy, huh?
The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality called art and your microcephalic skulls.
Wow, okay.
You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. It would enrich you rhetorically.
Wouldn't that mean I have to become a Semini supremacist myself?
Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an
Advanced racist.
racist.
What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
He gestures down towards the lorry man down the street.
Welcome to Revershaw. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
I don't know what the hell you're talking
The
about.
drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
I mean, are you sure? I mean, the jaw is clearly an atavistic stigma.
That atavistic stigmatum makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Terrible?
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
Isn't Evrad the union boss white?
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
He turns his eyes towards the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yeah, but you still serve him. How does that factor into your life? Yeah.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did.
I'm a communist now?
Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
I am no communist.
Of course you are, Revacholian man. The failure of communism to challenge the world order is the core of your race fate. all
Well,
around
this guy's
you,
talking about nothing, I think.
the fruits of its defeat.
I get it.
Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted disease.
Yeah, disease caused by race, of course.
Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
I said I'm not a communist. I don't know who I am, but that's one thing I know.
Stop explaining yourself. No one cares about your beliefs.
Great.
The conversation has moved on. Tell me, what degenerate subculture has made you dress in this shameful way?
Youth culture doesn't affect my thinking.
Of course it does.
What's this guy?
You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance, just like the rest of your ham-colored race.
Ham-colored. That's
I
white.
am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race.
Okay, I'll ask. Who are the Seminoles?
The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericamasis and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you.
Okay.
We are the future. That is all you need to know.
So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Ravenclaw.
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams.
Genetic dreams, of course.
I see young Seminoles women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the Pay.
So you did not come from the islands.
No. I have heard about it on the radio.
Oh, great. So you're not Seminoles, you're just from Ravenclaw.
I'm from Couronne. And no,
He changes his
it
tactics.
is not just in Revachol. The city is central to the Seminoles strategy.
Okay, so obviously he's not
Spreading
that
through
smart.
its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world.
Sure.
You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction to come to terms with. Think upon it.
Do you know anything about this mug?
He does not so much as glance at the object.
This your kind of thing?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Are you sure?
He had nothing to do with it.
Tim, what do you think about this?
I don't think anything about this. We are wasting our time having this conversation.
Alright.
Your pedomorphic friend is right. You should leave here with your tail between your legs, contemplating race extinction. I am an immovable obstacle.
I can try and do this, I guess.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Help me understand the races. I need to know what kind of different races there are.
Do you?
Sure.
There
No.
must be another way to accomplish police work without racecraft.
I mean, I agree.
There is no other way to accomplish anything. Racecraft is the only way.
I don't want to show him stolen card. Anyway. Measure head makes all head. Measure head. Amazing. Yeah, okay. You guys are all crazy. Photo in front of the night watch booth. The one with happy couple. Ask Renee about it. You know what? Let me show you the ID.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Don't be such an asshole to your fellow dock worker.
The man looks at you, silent and unmoving. His eyes burrow into the remnants of your soul.
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you. Even the phrenically impaired can see this.
Alright, whatever. Right, there is a box back there, which is what I was thinking about. Alright, well, we just get out of here, I guess. All the dockyards. There's one more guy. How do I... Alright, from there, probably.
Scab?
Ask a man with jolly eyes tilting his head.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
What exactly is a
A
scab?
kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Where did they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
You don't seem to like them much.
Gotta be bloody stupid, freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
He looks at the mask, squinting his eyes as if trying to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to them?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you.
Smile
No one's ever
deepens,
seen a
his
cop
wrinkles
scab.
more.
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles and realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
Everett said, you have a key to a door.
A key, huh?
He runs his fingers through his
What door is
mustache.
this key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you.
He taps side of his nose with a little wink.
I got that key right here.
Key to basement
And let me
apartment.
tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I heard something about a weasel and it didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean. Wink.
Polar weasel? Oh, I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure he's actually Occidental, though. So you're gonna be committing fratricide, my racist friend.
Fratricide.
What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whaling and rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Alright, makes sense.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
Everett gave it to him.
The
probably.
janitor gave it to me.
Janitor.
Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
His gaze wandered off into the distance.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for?
He
To
doesn't
feed our
wait for
children,
your
I
answer.
guess.
Anything else I should know about the task? When will be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
The man takes a big sip from his flask.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard.
Okay, why are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye,
Wait, so not wages or pensions or
this
anything?
stuff. They already covered.
Shouldn't you be grateful then? It's a lot more than people have.
Never grateful. Were we ever grateful, we'd have nothing. You fight for every piece.
How large a share would you like?
All of it.
All of it, great.
However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
You want everyone to be on the board.
This seditious talk sounds like communism.
Mm-hmm.
Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
Are you a communist?
No,
You pause to think for a moment.
I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all.
Just called stealing.
Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
You shouldn't want to take what's not yours. Cool, I don't have anything to add.
Then how
Yeah.
can anything ever be mine? But that's okay. We don't have to agree. The prairie is wide enough for all of us.
That's nice. The boss man Everett. What can you tell me about him?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing the union entail anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties. watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
That does seem lavish to me.
He is reasonably lavish, sure.
Reasonably, of course.
That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway.
That
and
might be true.
moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
You seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation.
Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
He spreads his arms wide within the reach to show how much time he has.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool.
What?
That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
Maybe I am a Boardinero.
No,
I could.
no.
No.
The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide. Yet it feels as if he could effortlessly go even wider, if need be. An endless torrent of time.
Great. Any idea who killed the hanged man?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
He shakes his head solemnly. The merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo belt, one used in heavy transport areas, for example harbors.
What a thought!
He's cough
Why
looking
would
shocked.
noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course.
Pushed how?
Your dead guy was an enemy combatant.
What does that mean?
He was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
So it must be someone from the organization did it, okay.
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Someone else maybe did it, yeah.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
He takes a sip from his flask. Nice talk, gotta get moving. Alright, so we got out of the mission. Open apartment door, right. You have the key, the door is behind the greenhouse in the yard, a basement door. Alright, well, guess I'll save the game. And I will see you all in the next one.